everybody, it's Khristina from Redefine Creative, and I am playing along with the Secret Not Secret Kit Club Telephone Hop today. And that very first layout that you see right there on the screen, that is the layout that got sent to me from Kelsey. So if you missed her process video yesterday, make sure you go back and check that out. She started us off or my team off for this round of the Telephone Hop. And basically the way that works is we are put into teams, and it is all organized by Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, who is totally awesome for doing all of that extra work. So a big shout out to her. But basically, we go in order. And so Kelsey started us with the layout that you have on the screen right there. And she sent me that layout. And then I create a layout or a scrap lifted version based on that. And then I send mine off to the next person who is going to post their video tomorrow. And we keep going like that throughout the entire week. And so I loved that in her particular layout that she sent to me, there were a ton of pattern paper layers. And I haven't created a layout with tons and tons of layers like that in a while. So of course, if you know me, you know that that means that I had to pull out black and white and pops of bright colors. And so I am just creating my kind of background foundation. So I'm going to start with that black and white diagonal stripe, which is one of my favorites. And then I've grabbed the new collection from Amy Tangerine called Slice of Life. And it had this like bright pink confetti polka dot paper. And that one, it kind of looks like it has sprinkles, is going in the next layer. And then on top of that, I have a thin border of white cardstock, and then I'm back to black. And then I'm going to go ahead and start working with my photo. So this is a photo, it's kind of a random picture at baseball practice. And it was interesting because I was wearing these like fun polka dot shoes. And sometimes, you know, you just need fun and funky shoes. And so that was kind of what this picture was about. And so I'm taking a bunch of the pattern paper from this Slice of Life collection and creating all of those pattern paper layers. And I'm going to start out with the idea that I'm going to stay pretty close to her sketch. So she's got this banner on the side, and I end up kind of straying off of that idea. So I create this little banner, and then I decide that the banner is just not working for me eventually, and so it does go away. But the pattern paper stays. And so I'm going to put it with this really bright pink border around the edge because I want it to really stand out against that black background. So this layout is all about bright, fun colors. My shoes are bright, fun, polka dotted, and so I just wanted to create a really fun, bright layout. And so there you can see the top of that banner is going away because there's so many square edges, it was just not working. But then I have this bright white kind of chevron rainbow pattern that's going to go behind my picture. And so I put a thin pink background around that black and white stripe layer to my photo mat to kind of help it stand out from that chevron layer. So anytime that I am creating all these different layers with really bright, fun pattern papers, I tend to use white and black to kind of break up those layers. This time I also threw some really bright pink in there. So there you can see I'm using that same idea along the bottom, where I've added a little bit thicker white border and then taken my fringe scissors and just fringe the bottom. And then I'm going to add some black and white washi in the middle to kind of break up the white edge down there and also bring in some more of that black and white. So I'm trying to kind of create these layers while also making sure that everything kind of stands out on its own. And that's where that black and white and hot pink cardstock is coming in to kind of help each pattern paper layer stand out. Then I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut a bunch of these hearts. And this is also from one of those Amy Tangerine papers in this collection. And they are just so bright and fun that what I want to do is create a border that goes all the way across my page on top of my pattern paper layers. So that's where all of these hearts are going to kind of get layered up to go. So I'm really just following Kelsey's layout here to kind of give me some idea of where I want things to go. And she has a ton of layers, and she has all of her kind of embellishments lined up on that horizontal line. So that's where I came up with this, putting these hearts in this spot. Because that's where she has a lot of her embellishing, is along that line as well. And that's where I kind of start to go a little off of what her sketch is. So I stay pretty true to it with the foundation, and this is pretty consistent with when I scrap lift anything. I kind of, even using a sketch, I start off really well and really consistent, and then at some point I kind of like go rogue and go off in my own direction. So I'm getting that little piece of notebook paper in there at the top. I want to use that blue banner that has a little heart at the bottom. And right now I have it off on the side. It's not going to stay there, but it is going to make it onto the layout. And what I am thinking is that I want my title to be across my photo, because I want to use this black title from Vicki Boutin that says "Be Unique," but it's not going to show up on my black background. So I'm going to use my photo space kind of to my benefit. And it's a little hard to see on the screen, but in person you can definitely read it much better. So I'm using this phrase that says "Be Unique," and I started it off on that like notebook page edge, and then continued it onto my photo. And then I felt like I needed a little bit of something in this top right hand corner to kind of balance out the rest of my layout. In Kelsey, she also has some little banners up in this corner, so I thought that that worked perfectly. She was using that same idea, and so I'm going to carry that through. So I just grabbed a couple of pieces of the pattern paper and created some little banners, and then added a black heart that kind of matches those epoxy stickers from Vicki Boutin. And then I'm going to go back and grab some epoxy hearts in really bright colors, and these are from Rosie's Studio. And I'm going to mix those into all of my layers of fussy cut hearts. So it's just creating some different sizes and adding some more dimension to that row of embellishments that I've already created. And I'm getting very close to where I feel like this layout is finished. I am going to add a little red heart there on the top of "Be Unique" in my title, rather than just using the little circle from the black title itself. I do go back and add a little teeny tiny banner at the bottom that just says "Good Times." And then I'm also going to come in and add another little die cut over on the left hand side that says "Cute." So I'm just kind of making sure that I have all of the little details, all of the little things that I want to have included. There's where that little cute sticker comes in, and then there's a little banner that's going to go along the bottom that just says "Good Times." And that is basically going to do it for this layout. So do make sure that you come back each day this week and check out the next person in line for the telephone hop, so that you can see how Kelsey's original layout evolves over the course of the week. And I cannot wait to see what all of the ladies following my layout are going to come up with for theirs. Hopefully you will find lots of inspiration, and I will be back to see you again very soon. Have a great day.